Hello, my name is Trina Parham, dating coach and author of The Curvy Girl's Guide to Dating, How to Live Fierce and Finally Meet Mr. Right. You can find me online at www.succulentwomenfindlove.com. And today's topic is one of my favorite topics. It's all about The Curvy Girl's Guide to Dating. Now, as a curvy woman, I've had lots of dating experiences, and that's part of what I share with my clients. And, the heart of what I love to do in my work is to work with curvy women. So obviously, I'm open and I work with all sorts of women of all shapes and sizes, but I have a special spot in my heart for the curvy girls. And so that's what I'm going to be talking about today. Now, there's so much information out there lately, so much focus on, curvy women and dating and, what men think about our bodies and, how difficult or easy it is for curvy women to find love. There's a lot of information and blog posts and, tweets and Facebook posts about it. And so I want to talk a little bit about that today. So when you're a curvy woman and you're dating, there are a couple of things that you have to get radically honest with yourself about. And it's about your size. Now, I'm not here to promote or, not promote, weight loss. It's completely up to you whether you want to lose weight. It's completely inconsequential to me. It doesn't matter. But you have to get really radically honest about yourself, about what your body and your size mean in your life. Because what happens is a lot of women, in the context of the fat and the size acceptance movement, there are a lot of women who get caught up in thinking that this is something that they really believe in, only to find out that they're really uncomfortable with their size and their body, and what they really want to do is to lose weight. Now, I'm a curvy woman. I've also been much smaller and being a curvy woman again. And, I do have a lot of confidence in my body and my ability to meet men. So that's something that I like to share with the women that I work with. But it's going to be important for you to make a decision. Because if you are uncomfortable with your weight, with your size, it's going to be reflected in the way that you date. So do not take this lightly if you're a curvy woman. Don't take it lightly. And it might be an ongoing process for you to decide, what you want to do with your body. And again, it's not something that you're going to understand right away necessarily, but be honest with yourself. If what you truly want and need to be out there in the dating scene and, dating and relating the way that you really want to, if it's going to take you to lose weight, that's what I think you should do. But also understand that there are lots of curvy women who don't have a problem accepting their bodies as is. Now, I see weight and body size and image on a continuum. Just because you are a curvy girl or you're plus size or whatever it is right now doesn't mean you're going to stay that way. Because I honestly think that living the life that you truly love in the body you have right now is often the catalyst for women losing weight or getting healthy or whatever it is. But one of my mantras is don't let the scale dictate your adventure. So if you know that, you want to be out there and dating, certainly I want to encourage you to do that right now. But if for some reason you don't feel comfortable in your own body, that's where you have to start. And like I said, for some people, that means losing weight. For others, that means maybe taking a belly dancing class or doing something to help them really connect with their body. But here's what you need to understand about dating as a curvy woman. There are lots of men in the world who don't find curvy women attractive. Now, the problem with the word curvy is that it applies to so many different women. When I use the word curvy, I'm more thinking about my own personal body shape. And as a plus size woman, I have a very curvy figure. And there are also women who might be a size 6 who also are considered very curvy. So that's where, we sort of go back and forth about that term curvy and what it really means. And again, I use it as a catch-all, but again, for me, it's more personal because that's the way I feel about my own body. But it really is a way to describe women who are what I would say over a size 16. Now, there are lots of people who might debate me on that, but in my world, size 16 and up, that's what I mean by curvy. And there's nothing wrong with that, or it's a particular body shape, but also it's just a good catch-all phrase. But again, you have to understand that there are a lot of men who aren't necessarily going to find you attractive, and that's perfectly fine. But also know that there are lots of men who might find you interesting and who want to come and talk to you. But you have to be comfortable in your own body to let that happen. And the reality is, whether you date 2 men or 200 men to find the man who's right for you, does it really matter? That's what you have to be asking yourself. Because you know what? You can be going out to the club and dating and mixing and mingling, and maybe you're at a party and you didn't meet anybody, or maybe you went to the speed dating event and you didn't meet anybody, and maybe your friend got, 10 guys, phone numbers, or, 10 guys who want to follow up with her and contact her. And that's great. But what you need to know is, if what you truly want is to be in a long-term relationship with the intention of being married, it only takes one. That's it. It only takes one. Now, obviously, if you were thinner, you'd probably have more options. The pool would be, larger. That's just the way it is. There's no arguing about that. That's what you need to understand. There's no arguing with that. However, that doesn't mean that there is not a guy who can't love you in the body that you have right now. So I also want to touch a little bit about, online dating for the curvy woman. So one of the things that I see my clients do a lot is, they only want to photograph themselves from the, either from the neck up or from the torso up. And that is not the way to go, ladies. If you're curvy and, if you're a big girl, if you're a plus size woman, you need to be honest with the people on the other side, with the men on the other side, if what you truly want is to make a connection. Be honest about your body. It's yours. This is the body that you have right now. And so one of the most uncomfortable moments when you're dating online is when you actually had a great conversation with somebody and you decide to meet for the first date and people show up not being what the other person expected. And that happens on both sides. Whether the man says, he was 3 inches taller than he was, or the woman said she was 30 pounds lighter than she was. That's why it's so important to have accurate pictures that clearly depict who you are and your body type, so that they can see what they're getting into from the beginning. So ladies, there's none of this, you're going to change his mind once he sees you. That's not the way this works. You need to be upfront and honest, from the very beginning. So that way, when you both get to the date, it's all going to be about communication and talking and see if you have a good connection, not whether or not this person lied on their profile. So again, curvy girls, I love you so much. You're so beautiful. And I want to encourage you to just be more positive about your own body, but be very realistic about what it is that you want to do and what it's going to take for you to move forward in your love life. One of the things that I hate for curvy women to do is say, when I lose X number of pounds, I'm going to do fill in the blank. That's not the way to live. If there's something that you want to do, if there's something that you want to explore, if you have a desire in your heart that you've always wanted to pursue, I highly encourage you to do that. But when it comes to dating, dating is not an egalitarian situation. It's not fair. It's just not. But you have to be comfortable in who you are when you're on the dating scene, because that's the way that you're going to get the connection that you truly desire. So ladies, I hope you found this tip to be useful. I really enjoyed sharing it with you. And you can find me online at www.succulentwomenfindlove.com. Thank you.